Most gaming phones are absolute tanks. They're heavy, they're bulky, and they scream gamer from a mile away. But what if you could get that same flagship power in a body that's only 8 millimeters thick and actually fits in a normal pair of jeans? Enter the RedMagic 11 Air. It's the budget-friendly sibling of the flagship line, but it's packing a massive 7,000 milliamp hour battery and the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Is this the perfect balance, or is the Air name just hot air? Let's find out. Starting with the unboxing, RedMagic is still doing what most brands won't. You get a protective case and, surprisingly, even in Europe, you get the full 80-watt fast charger in the box. Mad respect for that. Now, look at this design. It's got that signature see-through aesthetic with an aluminum alloy frame and Gorilla Glass 5 on the back. It's 12% thinner and 10% lighter than the Pro model. At 207 grams, it feels like a normal phone, which is refreshing for this niche. Plus, you've still got the RGB logo and fan lights that make it look undeniably cool. The display is where RedMagic usually wins, and the 11 Air is no exception. We're talking about a 6.85-inch AMOLED panel with a 144 Hz refresh rate, but the real star is the true full-screen design. There's no punch hole, no notch, nothing. The 16-megapixel selfie camera is hidden under the display. Now, honestly, it's great for gaming and watching movies because it's totally immersive, but it's not perfect. It hits about 1500 nits of auto brightness, which is plenty for outdoors, but don't expect it to blind you like a Samsung Ultra. Under the hood, we've got the Snapdragon 8 Elite built on that 3-nanometer process. It's paired with LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.1 storage. On paper, this thing is a beast. In day-to-day tasks, it's buttery smooth. Everything opens instantly, and with that 144 Hz screen, it feels incredibly responsive. It even has a dedicated Red-Core R4 gaming chip to handle the haptics and lighting, leaving the main processor to focus entirely on the frames. Here's where I have to play devil's advocate. RedMagic loves to talk about their ice cooling system and that 24,000 RPM fan, but let's be honest, in a body this slim, there's only so much a tiny fan can do. In testing, the sustained performance actually isn't as impressive as the Pro models. It can throttle down to about 50% of its peak power in just 5 minutes of extreme stress. For casual gaming, it's fine. But if you're a 4-hour straight competitive player, that Air design starts to feel like a bit of a gimmick. It's the trade-off you make for the portability. Despite the throttling, the gaming features are top tier. Those 520 Hz pressure-sensitive shoulder triggers are back, and they are still the best in the business for FPS games. They've even added a built-in PC emulator and a tactical coach in their GameSpace software to give you tips in games like PUBG. If you like to tinker with your gaming experience, this software is a playground. The most mind-blowing part of the 11 Air? The battery. They managed to cram a 7,000 milliamp hour C/C battery in an 8mm chassis. That is insane. Most normal flagships are still stuck at 5,000 milliamps. You can easily get over 17 hours of active use out of this thing. It supports 80-watt charging globally, 120 watts in China, which gets you back to full pretty quickly. And it has bypass charging, which means you can plug it in while gaming, and the power goes straight to the motherboard instead of the battery. No extra heat, no battery wear. This is a pro move. Okay, let's talk cameras, and I'll be blunt. Don't buy this for the gram. The 50-megapixel main sensor is actually decent in daylight. It takes sharp, colorful photos with OIS, but the 8-megapixel ultra-wide is a major downgrade from last year. It's blurry around the edges and struggles in low light. And that under-display selfie camera? It's cool because it's invisible, but the photos look like oil paintings, soft and hazy. If you're a content creator who needs high-quality vlogging, this isn't the one. Software-wise, it's running Android 16 with RedMagic OS 11. It's fast, but man, the English translations are still awkward. You'll find some weird phrasing in the menus that reminds you this is a Chinese-first OS. But then you look at the price, 499 euros or $529. For a Snapdragon 8 Elite and a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, that is an exceptional price-to-performance ratio. you're getting flagship power for half the price of a Galaxy S26 Ultra. So, the verdict? The RedMagic 11 Air is unique. It's for the person who wants a gaming-first phone but hates the brick form factor. You gain incredible battery life and a stunning notchless screen, but you lose out on camera quality and sustained cooling. If you can live with the thermal limits, it's arguably the best value gaming phone of 2026. That's it for our look at the RedMagic 11 Air. If you found this helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to NexLab Reviews. Why? Because we don't just read the spec sheets, we challenge the hype and give you the honest, critical perspective you need before dropping your hard-earned cash. Stay tuned for other full long-term testing. I'll see you in the next one.